Kindness from a stranger in crisis. In moments of crisis, we often expect help from family or friends. But sometimes, the most unexpected kindness comes from complete strangers, people with no obligation to help, yet who show up like angels. Imagine someone stuck in a broken-down car late at night, scared and unsure what to do. Suddenly, a truck stops, and a stranger not only offers a phone but waits with them until help arrives. This kind of kindness feels unreal because it breaks our expectations. These small acts restore faith in humanity. They prove that empathy doesn't require a personal connection. Strangers often act without recognition or reward. Their help is genuine and often comes without a motive, making it all the more powerful. In our modern world, where mistrust often overshadows goodwill, such incidents become powerful reminders. They inspire us to become those very strangers to someone else in need. A small gesture, paying for someone's food, offering directions, or even just sharing an umbrella, can become a life-changing moment. Kindness from strangers proves that compassion still exists, even in the unlikeliest moments and from the unlikeliest people. It's kindness you never see coming, but it stays with you forever. Redemption through kindness. Sometimes the people we least expect to be kind, the ones with a rough past or tough exterior, surprise us the most. A reformed prisoner helping troubled youth avoid the mistakes he once made. A former bully apologizing years later. These acts show how kindness can be a tool for redemption. Often, people carry guilt or regret over their past. When they use their second chance to make others' lives better, it becomes a powerful form of healing for both them and those they help. Their kindness isn't just surprising, it's transformative. It changes lives, rewrites reputations, and breaks cycles of pain. This kind of unexpected kindness reminds us that everyone is capable of change. It teaches us not to judge people solely by their past. When someone rises from darkness to become a light for others, it's more than just redemption, it's an act of hope. When we open our hearts to these moments, we not only see the person's growth but also learn to be more forgiving. It's proof that even the most broken can be a source of kindness. And sometimes, the most powerful acts come from the people we expect them from the least. Silent acts that speak loudly. Not all kindness is loud or visible. Some people quietly change others' lives without seeking credit. An anonymous donor pays off a struggling family's hospital bill. A janitor leaves motivational notes for students. These silent gestures create deep impacts. Often, these acts go unnoticed publicly but are unforgettable for the receiver. They show that kindness isn't about ego or recognition, it's about genuine care. In a world dominated by social media and validation-seeking behavior, such silent kindnesses are revolutionary. They also encourage humility. When we give without expecting anything in return, we connect to a deeper part of ourselves. It becomes less about the act and more about the intention behind it. These silent acts ripple through communities, sparking more generosity. One good deed, even if unseen, can inspire others. That's the beauty of kindness. You never see coming, it doesn't announce itself, but its effects are lasting and powerful. Unexpected kindness in competitive spaces. Whether in workplaces, sports, or academic settings, competition can often breed selfishness. That's why kindness in such environments feels even more surprising. A rival offering genuine praise. A colleague giving you credit in front of the boss. These actions defy that "every man for himself" mentality. This type of kindness builds trust and reshapes toxic cultures. It proves that success and compassion aren't mutually exclusive. You can lift others without pulling yourself down. When people choose kindness over rivalry, it shifts perspectives. It encourages collaboration and fosters stronger, more resilient communities. Instead of being threatened by others' success, people begin to support it. In competitive spaces, kindness becomes a rebellion against ego. And it's in these rare moments that leadership, loyalty, and lifelong respect are born. This is kindness that not only surprises, it leaves a legacy. Kindness in the midst of personal struggle. Perhaps the most touching form of unexpected kindness is when it comes from someone who is struggling themselves. A terminally ill person who comforts others. A financially broken person who still donates to charity. These acts shake us, because we realize someone chose compassion over despair. It reveals something profound: kindness is not dependent on resources or circumstances. It's a choice. A state of mind. When someone gives despite their pain, their kindness becomes a symbol of unmatched inner strength. These acts often inspire others far beyond the moment. They teach resilience, perspective, and selflessness. We begin to understand that true kindness isn't about having more. It's about giving from the heart, no matter how much or how little one has. This is the kind of kindness that makes people rethink their priorities. It humbles us. It softens us. And most importantly, it pushes us to pay it forward. Childhood lessons from unexpected sources. Children are often taught kindness through traditional role models, parents, teachers, or mentors. But sometimes, the most unforgettable lessons come from the least expected sources. A quiet classmate sharing their lunch without saying a word. A school janitor comforting a crying child. A bus driver who waits for a kid running late every day. These subtle moments shape young minds more deeply than lectures or punishments. Why? Because the kindness feels real, unforced, and deeply human. It comes without authority or obligation, just pure empathy. These are the moments children carry for life, influencing how they treat others as adults. The impact is twofold. The giver may never know how meaningful their action was, while the child develops a quiet belief in humanity. It builds a world where kindness is not something you do, but something you are. The best part? These small acts create a ripple effect. Children who receive unexpected kindness often grow into adults who pass it on, keeping the chain alive. This is how silent kindness becomes generational wisdom. Reconciliation through a single act of kindness. Broken relationships between friends, siblings, parents, and children can fester for years. Pride, misunderstandings, or ego often keep people apart. But all it sometimes takes to spark healing is one act of unexpected kindness, a handwritten note, an invitation to a family event, or even just a hug. These moments carry an emotional weight far beyond their surface simplicity. They show vulnerability, courage, and a willingness to bridge the gap. The kindness becomes a turning point, a pause in years of silence that allows both parties to breathe. The power lies in its surprise. When someone you thought hated you shows kindness, it forces a re-evaluation of the past. It softens hearts. It reopens doors that seemed permanently shut. Reconciliation through kindness is not just about forgiveness, it's about growth, maturity, and choosing peace over pride. These gestures may not erase the past, but they change the future. Kindness that crosses cultural or social barriers. In a world divided by race, religion, class, and politics, kindness that crosses those barriers is radical. Imagine a wealthy businessman mentoring a street vendor's child. A Muslim donating to a Christian orphanage. A police officer helping a protester in pain. These moments break stereotypes and rebuild trust. They tell us that beneath all labels, humans still care for each other. This kind of kindness shocks people because it goes against the narrative of division. It says, I see you, not your category. And that recognition is healing. It also encourages dialogue and opens minds. A single generous act across boundaries can change how entire communities view each other. It makes headlines because it's rare, but it shouldn't be. Every time such kindness happens, it reminds us of what's possible. This is the kind of kindness that not only surprises, it teaches. It teaches tolerance, empathy, and the power of stepping beyond comfort zones. When nature returns the kindness, humans aren't the only ones capable of gratitude. Stories of animals showing unexpected kindness to humans, an elephant helping a child, a dog standing guard at an accident site, or a wild bird returning to a rescuer, often leave us stunned. These moments go beyond logic and science. They reveal an unspoken connection between species, a mutual understanding that defies language. When animals reciprocate care, it affirms that kindness isn't just a social construct, it's a natural force. People who experience such moments often describe them as spiritual or life-changing. They feel seen by the universe. These experiences also teach humans to treat nature with more respect, realizing we're not separate, we're part of the same circle. Unexpected kindness from nature makes us believe in something larger than ourselves. It reminds us to live gently and love deeply, even when no one is watching. Kindness after loss. One of the most moving forms of unexpected kindness is what comes after someone experiences deep loss. A neighbor who quietly brings meals. A coworker who covers your duties without asking. A stranger who listens without trying to fix things. In grief, words often fall short. But acts of kindness create warmth in the coldest moments. They don't erase the pain, but they remind the grieving that they are not alone. And sometimes, that's all a person needs to hold on. What makes it even more powerful is that people often come forward without fanfare. It's a friend from long ago, an online acquaintance, or someone you barely spoke to, but their empathy resonates like a symphony in a silent room. This kind of kindness doesn't fix anything, and yet it helps everything feel bearable. It's one of the most generous things a human can offer: presence, patience, and quiet support.